Hello everyone, this is John from RPGs and More. And in today's episode, I'm going to resume the tale of John from the Prince Valiant storytelling game solo game that I was playing. In the time since that last video release and this one, I have actually filled this entire book with adventures, not all including John, using that game system as the primary engine. So I thought it's about time to start sharing it all with all of you. So let us resume. Scene 2. The characters are John, with a brawn of 5 and a presence of 2. The chaos factor is 4. The threads are become a knight and join the Baron's service. Scene setup. Looking for a room and maybe work at the Blue Ship Tavern or public house. The scene is not modified after rolling a 10 on the chaos factor. John steps across the threshold with a sigh after spending a silver coin to make sure that his horse is properly stabled. The tap room is lit by tapers and a stout hearth. Several patrons, mostly locals, judging by their manner of dress, are seated at the various tables. "Ho, stranger!" speaks a man who strode up to John. He could see that the man was of the handsome sort and carried himself with the confidence of the righteous. "You're new here and looking for a room, eh?" John nodded. "I am John, and I am indeed in need of food and lodging." "Ah, well, you made it through the gate, so you're probably safe to rent to. 3 coppers for a space in the common room, 1 copper for the stables, or a silver coin for one of my private rooms." The man looked John over and then nodded to himself. He extended a hand. "I'm Andrew Peck, owner of this public house. What business brings you to Hawkarth?" John smiled and gave the man his hand to shake. "I'm here to find a quest that'll prove my worth to the Baroness." Fellowship roll. Plus presence. 3 dice, target number of 3. Successes, 0. Total failure. Andrew's eyes narrow as he releases John's hand. "A would-be adventurer." He stepped forward and looked down into John's eyes. "I want no trouble from you, hear me?" John frowned and nodded. His ire was rising at the lack of welcome he had received, and the sudden change in his host's countenance was enough to set his teeth on edge. However, this was his host. Under the peace of Arthur, he could say what he pleased as long as he offered no harm to John, just as John could offer no harm to the conceited man. "Copper will get you bread and ale. Another will get you meat." John passed the man 5 of his precious copper coins for the bread, ale, meat, and a space in the common room. "Ha! An adventurer who pays! Well, this is a rare day indeed." Andrew takes the coins and points towards a space at a table. "Sit! I'll have the food brought out to you." After the food is served, John begins to eat. He is conscious of the cool looks that the other patrons give him, but one figure seems to be more focused upon him than the others. He locks eyes with the middle-aged woman, and to his dismay, she begins to approach him. He stands as she reaches his table. She nods, accepting his courtesy, and sits across from him. "You are John the adventurer?" "Just John, please," he replies as coolly as he can. "Well, John, if you're looking for a deed to perform, I have some information for you." He nods for her to continue. "Several days ago, my husband went north towards the Black Pit. I haven't seen him since. I will pay you 2 silver coins to go look for him, plus another 2 when you return him safe and alive to me." "Why ask me?" "Because the locals don't care for him. Some might even cheer if I became a widow." "And if he is dead?" "I'll pay you a silver to return his body to me. He is a slightly portly older man with a balding pate and gray beard. His name is Isaac." "Very well. How do I find this black pit?" "Venture north along the water's edge. When you reach the foothills of the mountains, go east. The journey should take about less than a day on horseback." "Very well, I shall set out in the morning," John nodded. She smiled without giving her name and left him to his cold meal. Scene ends. Character list: Man-at-Arms, Vork, Andrew Peck, a middle-aged woman, and Isaac. Threads: become a knight, join the Baron's service, and find Isaac. Chaos factor has risen to 5. Scene 3. From this scene forward, I stopped using the Mythic GM emulator and started creating my own GM emulator based off of the success dice from the Prince Valiant storytelling game. John approached the area with some small trepidation. The Black Pit was aptly named, it seemed, for instead of some settlement or strange ruin, he found himself looking through the trees at a cleared stretch of land in a small valley between 2 legs in the mountain's passes. Is the area inhabited? I rolled 2 successes, which meant no. John dismounted from his horse and tied her reins loosely to a nearby branch, keeping his shield on his back and his left hand upon the pommel of his sword. John slowly moved towards the side of the pit. As he drew closer to the edge, he found himself looking down into the depths of the Black Pit. Instead of just being a featureless void, what he found was one end of a narrow ravine. It was as if some time in the past, the earth had opened and closed like one large maw. Now, just a narrow gap remained, but it was strewn with the rubble of the previous calamity. Indeed, some of the bits of rock showed signs of tools and the work of human hands. With evening quickly approaching, John feels reluctant to venture too deeply into the earth. Instead, he gathers wood and begins to set up his camp, back where his horse is cropping the undergrowth. Wandering monster check. I rolled a 1. A wandering monster appears. Check to see what monster it was. I rolled a 4. Therefore, we find a wolf. Is the wolf hostile? 4 successes. Yes. Suddenly, out of the darkness of the forest, a snarling shadow leaps. John had just enough time to lift his arms towards his throat in defense. Combat pools: John, brawn plus brawl plus armor equals 6. Wolf, brawn plus teeth equals 4. John, 2 successes. Wolf, 1 success. The wolf's teeth latch onto John's arm, but he is protected by his gambeson. His free hand quickly balls into a fist and strikes the wolf upon its head. Dazed and disoriented, the wolf released his arm and staggered away. John watched the hungry creature depart and vowed to himself to sleep with one eye open. It's late, John grumbled, but I should at least look a little before turning in. Besides, perhaps the man is close by and hurt. Brandishing a torch in one hand, John ventured into the cleft in the ground. End of scene. And that is where we'll end this video. John has had his first successful combat encounter and is now choosing to venture, perhaps foolishly, into the earth in search of the man Isaac. Thank you all so much for joining me for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you do enjoy this kind of video, please leave a like and a comment to let me know. I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you again, and peace be with you. Bye-bye.